Hi, I'm Kimberly de Vries for IMMarketNews. Yesterday, we interviewed webinar guru and mobile lead flow software marketer Mario Brown. His product launch is just moments away. In this exclusive interview, you'll learn the best online conversion method that's now available to internet marketers, why internet marketing is easier today than ever before, why you should stop going to Starbucks, and you'll learn what sounds like common sense but is not common practice. Go to IMMarketNews.com for the full interview.
Hi, Mario.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Good to hear. Great. So I wanted to ask you, you tell your students, as you were saying, that to take massive imperfect action.
That's
And I
right.
want to ask you, why imperfect? With all this perfectionism going on, why would you say imperfect action?
Yeah, it's kind of like the secret to my success, quote unquote, where I don't know, it's just like I got stuck in the beginning trying to launch a product, first time back in the day, Warrior Forum, and I wanted it to be perfect and I got stuck, I didn't do it. And so many people want to do a podcast or a product launch or whatever it is, and they don't think it's perfect and they think it's not ready. And I somehow heard the term imperfect action, and I really made it my mantra. I teach it to all my students where good is good enough often. And you know what, if you make your product as good as you can, then it's ready to put it out there. You know, if you or your launch or your podcast or whatever it is, your first webinar, your first live event. And it worked for me and it works for my students. So being a perfectionist, it doesn't matter if it's with languages, with anything, it just puts you in that mentality where you're never gonna launch, you're never gonna put it out there. So there's too many people stuck with it. So imperfect action, it works for me and it works for my students.
I love it. I think it helps. I think it can really help a lot of people that are stuck in that. You know, I have something great, but I'm afraid it's not going to be good enough, or I'm not going to
Hmm.
get enough followers, or whatever. So definitely appreciate that. Good advice. Good advice.
Thank you, thank you.
There's a lot of different opinions about what's the most powerful conversion tool. What's the most powerful? What's the biggest thing you have to do to convert? What's the method that converts the best? What would you say to that?
Sure. I like a couple of them, but what I use the most is definitely webinars. I love webinars. I'm known for webinars because they just give you that personal touch. You can share your story, you can position yourself as the expert, and you spend like a good 60 minutes with people, and then you can make an offer. And after talking with people one-on-one, like face-to-face, webinars is the next best thing in terms of online. You also get leverage. You know, you can be on a webinar teaching 500 people at the same time, make an offer, or just provide value, and it's one to many, which gives you like that internet marketing lifestyle that I'm all about.
Yeah, totally. So when you say, webinars is kind of the place to go, what would you say to
Hmm.
people who have a fear of webinars, who are like, yeah, I don't, they convert great, I'll find somebody else to do it for me, or is that when people partner up, or how do you speak to people who have a fear of webinars, of presenting?
Yeah, it's when I did my first webinar, I was uncomfortable. So I always say that you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So if you really want to succeed, if you know that webinars could be that weapon, you just have to break through that fear. You have to get outside of your comfort zone. And I provide templates, for example, for my students and clients that they can use so they have something to lean on, where they have a fixed structure and they can just follow a plan that makes life easier for them. Some people just absolutely don't want to do it, and with them I usually work on things like email marketing, email follow-up. So there's webinars and then there's list building, and when you combine the two, it's extremely powerful. But yeah, it's you have to break through that fear. There's no way around it.
I love it. I love how real you are about it, bringing that buried stuff to the surface. It's a fear, and it's something to
Yeah.
get over. And you offer training that's based in getting through that, right?
Correct. Yep. Mindset and templates and just providing tools that make it easier for people. The worst thing is that if you staring at a blank page, first webinar, you don't even know where to start and things like that. That's not a good place to be. That's how I got started, and I don't recommend it. Why do that if you have people that can kind of like take you by the hand and show you, not a shortcut, but how to do it efficiently and effectively?
So you've come into the IM space in 2008. Um,
Correct.
right? What's changed since then? I mean, a lot has
Wow.
changed, but in your mind, what's been kind of the biggest change that you've seen?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Let's see. The biggest change that I've seen. I mean, in terms of getting started, I think it is much easier today in one way and not in the other way. So let me explain. You have tools right now that are just incredible. Like you look at lead pages, ClickFunnels, you look at autoresponders, Google Hangouts. Like you can do webinars right now for free with thousands of people. You can be periscoping on your phone live with your audience. You can do like those tools we didn't have. It makes me sound as if like I'm old right now, but we didn't have those tools back in the day, and it wasn't integrated like that. And it's just so easy right now to get started to do a product launch or to use ClickFunnels, do a website like that with lead pages, whatever tool people use. And I think it's easier than ever to get started with those tools. Now on the flip side, it's more competitive right now. So there's always like a balance, but the technology I think is such a huge change in terms of how fast we advance. And from a branding point of view, to wrap it up, I think authenticity is really critical today. I think it's so noisy that you have to be yourself to be real. When I started, I wanted to be like Frank Kern or Michael Sam until I realized, I have to be Mario Brown. I have to be honest with who I am, and then I build a tribe around me with people who really connect with me on a deeper level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's based in trust, in a type of trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think today more than ever, you have to be authentic and provide a service that is kind of real.
With all of the kind of banner blindness, email blindness, how many people are opening our emails or whatever, and it's talk we hear all the time. So we appreciate that. That authenticity is huge. So times have changed. We've got, you're launching a product tomorrow, actually. Mobile lead flow software. How is that going to answer the problems of competition or the problems people are facing in today's today's business world?
Yeah, sure. It's all about lead generation. So mobile lead flow is all about helping you to build a list fast. Like if I had to break it down, like what does it take to succeed online? It comes down to building a list or an audience, a platform, some kind of tribe that you can have around you where you can build a relationship, trust, and also make recommendations and also make offers. That's part of it. We're all running a business. So mobile lead flow is all about leveraging Facebook and webinars and combining that power and helping you to build a list quick. So it's basically a new technology that Facebook rolled out where you can literally with one click build an email list from someone's cell phone. So you can advertise, people see your ad, they push one click, and my software takes that lead and adds it to your autoresponder, to your GoToWebinar account. It makes it really easy for you to get started with list building.
It's beautiful. And you also mentioned you include some training in there.
Yep, absolutely. So the software does the list building for you, and then the tricky part is how do you convert a lead into a customer? And that's called a conversion. So I have a whole module on email follow-up. So how do you convert a lead into a customer by just email sending traffic to a sales page or an affiliate page? And I have a module on webinars. How do you drive Facebook traffic to a webinar and then convert them? And one thing I would just want to say real quick is a lot of people think with Facebook traffic you have to invest like so much money. My campaigns they usually start off with like $5. So I always say, and I mean it, if you today skip Starbucks and you take the same $6-7 literally and you put it on Facebook today, you could be generating 4 or 5 leads today, tomorrow 4 or 5 leads, and before you know, after 1 month, you could have 40-50 leads and you can monetize them. And if you don't have any leads right now and you don't have a list right now and you skip Starbucks as an example, and in a month you have 40-50 people, that's a huge step for someone just starting out.
It is. Leads is something that, we've talked to people about their list going dead or, if you don't maintain your list, if you don't keep your list interested. Leads is always something that this market needs. And so I see your product as something that can be very handy for a lot of people, especially new people coming into the scene. So we're excited to see how it does. We certainly appreciate you joining us for this. Do you have any advice to people who might be coming in? Maybe your product is the first product they buy. Do you have any advice for anyone new to this internet marketing scene on what they should do to get started?
Yeah, my advice is usually pretty straightforward. So honestly, they just have to freaking treat it like a business. Too many people come in treating it like a hobby and, they dabble with this and then they try some e-commerce and then some Facebook and this and that. never works. Like you have to come in and you come in hungry. You have to know why you're doing it. You know, for me, it's supporting my family, my son. I have family in Ecuador, and laser focus on one thing. And it sounds like common sense, but it's not common practice. Like you have to be picking one thing and be like a dog and jump on it and really go for it and treat it like a business. Like too many people, they, you know, excuse me, but they half-ass it and they dabble around. And if there's one tip, you know, imperfect action, pick one topic, let's say list building, and hit it for like 6 weeks straight. And after the 6 weeks, if you can show me and you didn't build a list, then, you know, I want to see it and I take you by the hand, because most people, if they really go for it with imperfect action for 6 weeks and they give it like their full focus, they're going to succeed with it. It was, I could go on forever. I'm passionate about that stuff, you know, so a little bit of a motivational speaker in my heart. So it's really the focus.
I think that's what works, Mario, and that's what I appreciate about you is, you know, you find somebody who's compelling to talk to, compelling to listen to, a storyteller, a natural, and has all the tools. That's what people want to see. So we certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us, Mario. It's been a pleasure. We wish you the best on your launch. Is there anything else you want to add about your new software that's coming out?
Yeah, I mean, check it out. There's, you know, I don't want to hard sell it here, but it's beautiful. I mean, there's a money back guarantee. If people are on the fence, just check it out, jump in. I think they're going to love it. They're going to love the training. But I could sit here, say that all day. They should just dig in, check the testimonials on the sales page, what other people have to say, and then make like a good decision. And I think they're going to love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Wishing you the best. And again, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So check out the sales page of Mario's new offer. You can find all the details on IMMarketNews.com and more interviews with top marketers. If you've enjoyed this interview, please leave us a comment or a like. Our next interview is with marketer and product creator Neil Pennington, and we'll talk to him about his new product launch and Facebook page marketing. I hope to see you next time on IMMarketNews.com.